Hey guys, decided to make a video on a AUG camp that necros should do for sure. It's in the Ring of Scale expansion. It's not very difficult for the tools that we have for us. So get your hammer and head out, viz up, and go to the over there. We'll run by and see if the name Cactus is up. Kind of hope he's not, because I don't really want to do that video. It's a kill that necromancers can do. You've kind of got to use the wall to your advantage to avoid its special, and kind of just put a few dots on and heal your pet as your merc heals. It's not the best AUG for us. It's nice to pick it up if you don't have. I think it's called Evergreen something. I don't feel like pulling up ZAM and looking it up, or EQ resources. But anyway, you zone in or port in. Make sure you're in Viz. The Cactus is right here, and he's not up. The placeholder is, which is good. I didn't really want to make that video. And just follow the path. Pulling up the map for you. Skyfire Mountain. And just head on in. Now I've said in previous videos, I'll say it again, there are some mobs in here that we'll see through Viz. If you've got a fast mount, you're fine. You just run to the camp. Nothing should, once you are aggro, it shouldn't be able to hit you. You should be able to stay far enough ahead. We're going to run directly west over into this little cave, not maze, but just this cavern area. And that's what we'll set up. That's what we'll feign death and set up kind of a camp. So, invis, and just auto run across. Good, there's nobody here, so I can just train everything I need to. There are a few mobs. They're some sort of dragon, fairy looking things. You'll see them when they show. That can see through. The worms, of course, can see through. The lava stuff can't, so that's nice. There's one right there, the drake, and that glimmer drake right there, fairy looking thing, they can see through. That big worm, not to be confused with Big Worm from Friday, as I age myself. But just run through, follow the lava river. Check that worm for a name. I know there's one over here. Yeah, that's the placeholder, an old worm. And head a little to the south. And we're looking for a scree-borne magmite, I think is the full name of it. When I get there, I'll pull up the map to show the name again. But this is where we're going to set up base, right here in this little cave. Drop our mount and check. It's, yeah, a scree-borne magmite. It spawns in 3 places, and we want to camp this one. So what we will do is we'll check if it's there, and then we'll head out to this. It's a roamer, and out here is a roamer. So we'll check first. A blackened tyro is the placeholder. So we're not going to clear him just yet. We'll pull our mount back up in Viz, and we're going to head back to the east into this area just to find those blackened, whatever they were, tyros, and make sure that when we start clearing this placeholder in this cave, we know the other two are spawned as the placeholders, and so we're not wasting our time clearing this one over and over and over when the name's up out in the zone. So we'll head out, use my map, there we go. This is not the spawn point, it's a roamer, but now that we're out here, we just avoid, the see and vis stuff, and we just look for those placeholders. Once we've identified that they're out here, then we'll go back to that cave and we'll be fine with clearing that placeholder. I don't want that worm to get aggro on me. There's a bunch of drakes up. This is pretty annoying. It's not usually like this. Okay, so there's one of the placeholders. We're going to leave it. We don't want to clear it because we don't want to be constantly looking for this roamer out here. We're going to head back to the west and try to find this one. Once we've seen it and we know it's spawned, sorry, didn't mean to just run into the wall there. Once we know it's spawned and it's up and we don't need to clear it, just ran right over something and didn't get aggro. That was nice. Then we'll go back to the cave. Should be around here somewhere. Ah, there we go. Blackened tyro. So we've seen them both out here. We're going to go back to our cave and I'll show you how to run through this camp, and I'm not going to wait around for a spawn. The video could go on for days, but there are a few roamers, a few things to look for that I've just kind of figured out as you camp it. There's actually a few named back in here, and if you have any other tunes on your account, or you have any boxes you're using, then you'll want, especially melee ones, you'll want to come over here. So there's our placeholder. There will be another pool back here. This is if you're camping for XP as you're camping for this AUG. There are a number of, besides this roamer, that spawns in here. I don't mess with them usually. You come down here, and here is your first kind of hiccup. Grim Chanter is undead, so you'll want to clear that. Here's another roamer. I think he stops pretty close to this hill, but I don't usually kill him unless I need to. Oh, what am I doing? Sorry. So that's another roamer you have to deal with when you are clearing out that vampire. I'm going to let that magmite get out of the way because I want to go into this area back here and show you another camp with another name. So on Viz, hopefully the mob behind me doesn't come and grab me. So in here, there are 3 spawns. Magmite, and there's a spawn right here, which this stubborn magmite is a name spawn. It is supercharged tyro. Let me triple check that. No, my bad. That's the placeholder. That's just a regular mob. Supercharged tyro is another name that you can camp while you're here. I'm going to go ahead and head back to, we're going to get through, and I'm going to feign death. let that go. Head back to the front, and I'm going to go through this grind real quickly. Hopefully this video will take less than 10 minutes to do this part. So there's a possibility of a roamer coming, but we're just going to get started. I'm clearing this out. This is your placeholder, so you'll want to, pull it. There's that roamer. Let's see what happens. That's close enough where it's going to tag them both. So what I'll do is punt him and drop. And Effigy still got 45 seconds, so I'll stand up snare and then refeign death. Oh, we're good, cleared. So we've got this guy solo, that Magmite's rooted, so we'll just go ahead and send the pet. This is, this thing is light blue, so I'll go ahead and dot it all up though to get rid of it fast. But I mean, I was camping this around 112. This is 109, so that's not too hard of a mob. I didn't move into it till after 110 because there's a number of rumors, a possibility of ads, and it can get a little hairy. So I just waited a bit. But you'll drop him. We're not going to kill that magmite. We'll let it continue to roam. But you've got this one static, because he only just paces back and forth. There's that roamer back there. You have this mob that you pull back. This is where I set up camp right here at this entry. Pull back to the camp, and we'll take him out. You don't have to worry about that roamer back there coming this far into the cave. The best way to describe it, but that's pretty much what I got. He's not going to come up here. If you hang out too close to here, there's a roaming mob that will sometimes catch you and head in. So you just sort of want to set up here, sometimes right about here. But this is a safe spot, especially with Invis. There's nothing that can get you. So set up your home base kind of here. That was this one that I showed you earlier. So that's 2 mobs. You can come through. I'm sorry, I should probably pace it a little. So here's the entry again. Take this left. You come into these part of the tunnels. There's a roamer that I usually pull this one. I don't pull the mobs out of that room. There's no reason to, unless you just get way ahead of your spawn, and then you might as well. We'll see if that tyro, yeah, he did. So I'll punt him. Should have pulled this volcanite a little further up this hill because that tyro doesn't come all the way up. I will, on that punted mob, go ahead and dark it and debuff it. I'll let Jobber finish off the ancient, and then he'll head on to tyro. So this is now the 3rd mob. Oh yeah, and these guys resist fire. I'm not paying any attention. I'm trying to continue to have commentary. So just put your poison and I just cast behind. Do your poisons and composite if you want. Your disease if you want. Send your scales if you want. So with this roamer, we're now at 4. We're going to head to where that vampire is as soon as it drops. The vampire will be 5. There's another roamer that can come in and interfere with you. That would be 6. And I like to pull this vampire back up here. And he does something. I can't remember if it's a spin or something. I don't remember. We'll find out. But I pull him up a bit and then send the pet. And yeah, so I'm whatever. I have drunk vision or something. I don't know. It allows me some all over the place, but I just stay in one spot anyway, so it's not an issue. Getting a lot of gifts, that's nice. So that far magmite, it's a roamer. You usually don't pull it. You can if you need the XP. Because we'll finish off this chanter, and then we'll go into that room. There's 3 spawns in that room. We kill those 3, and then we go back to the front of the cave, and we wait for the camp to respawn. And so you can tell, you can add to it by moving further into this cave, because it just loops around and having more spawns. So for this, to break this camp, I come sit on top of this magmite, this spawn, and just hit pet attack. And debuff it, dot it up. When it drops, we will invis up, and we will head over to that tyro. I think that should be enough. I'm going to hit bloom just so we don't have to waste any time on this. Looks like I will probably get this wrapped up right at 20. So once this mob drops, we will hit invis and do the exact same thing. Run up to right underneath the spawn and put ourselves right here. Hit pet attack. And we'll drop him. This is an elemental, so avoid using fire. And Drancina, and that should do it. It's pretty low calm. So with the last mob over there, we'll hit F8, and we will, and we'll pull it towards us instead of going to it. I don't really have a reason why. That's just how I've always done it. So we'll pull it towards us. It gets a little, and just dot this up, and then we'll run back up to the front and sit down to med and wait for the placeholder of the named, the scree-borne magmite. We'll wait for him to spawn. Although, I won't show that in this video. There's no reason to. But that's how you handle this camp. The named drops a nice augment that I don't know where I put. There. No, it's that same design. But there it is. Amplified Ember Gemstone. Solid stats. Obviously, I was still using it at 115, so it's a decent aug. 465 hit points, 355 mana. Can't go wrong with that. So that's the camp. When you're done with this room, you just head back up to the front. If you are way ahead of schedule and you want, there are a number of roamers. When you get back to here, here's your home base. Here's where the placeholder will spawn. Usually he spawns right back in there or over there, so you don't get to see him immediately. But if you want to pull some more, head further into the cave. You can tag this guy, and sometimes he brings a little buddy. But there are more placeholders for other named back there, but they don't drop anything that a necro would have any benefit for. So I never really cleared it. But that's the camp. It's definitely something you should do. You really want to pick up this AUG. It's something that you can do solo. So there you go. I hope this video helps somebody, and I'll figure out my next one soon and get it uploaded.